Any questions before we take off here?
You've been obviously played before outside linebackers. What have you made of Nick and Jonah as sort of the next group, in that
Yeah, I mean, each of them, if I was describing the group, there's certain skill sets each have. Jonah's been obviously a good addition, is playing well for us and playing well in the kicking game. Nick, the same way. And then look, Tillman, is certainly someone who we felt strongly about, and we know exactly, what he provides. Barron won't be. I mean, he'll be out. You'll see that in about 15 minutes. But yeah, that's where we're at.
Is he a candidate at all for IR?
Yeah, we'll see.
With Tillman, how much does going through the UFL, how much did that kind of help his development?
I think anytime you're getting reps and playing, it's hard to replicate, and so I think it's a real good question, and I think it's helped him. It's kind of what drew the attention to him.
Some of the players talked about, even though you've got the kind of the week in West Virginia after this, keeping the focus on this week first. How have you seen them kind of?
Yeah, good. Look, we went through, I gave them the whole itinerary at the beginning of the week. I explained to them, hey, this is the plan and why. We requested it. We didn't know where that would be. In other words, there were, depending on what 2 games they gave us, and so, it's not, look, I've been a part of, usually when we used to go to London, we would try to get an East Coast away game so the trip was shorter, and both times it was Carolina. There's more to that distraction, if you will, than staying, practicing, and so the focus obviously is on Tampa, and I think I mentioned it, like I said, even as early as Monday's meeting, just here we go, and so I think they understand it.
Reddy Moss has been one of the most targeted cornerbacks these first 2 weeks. How do you think he's responded and handled that?
I think good, and I think when you're the corner opposite Surtain, Gardner, just go through the list, you're probably going to be one of the most targeted. So I think he's playing really well. What
are the things that make you positive about Palcho stepping in as a starter on Sunday?
Just his snaps and his experience and what we've seen. There's a stability and you know exactly what you're getting. He's extremely smart. I think he's going to do well.
Red zone, obviously always critical. But
Yeah.
Tampa's given up yards so far this year, been stingy in the red zone. Where does that?
Yeah, we went through the red zone report with them. We have a 2-week study, but then we have a whole year study, and they were one of the top 5 red zone defenses. And Todd does a good job mixing it up. There's a heavy front, and so look, it's one of those first statistics defensively that I think is really important. If you try to do some studies with playoff teams and then look at red zone defense, I think that generally they're pretty good. And so 2 weeks is a small sample size. Obviously, that film's included in the cut-ups, and 2 weeks is a small sample size, but they put on tape seasons, and if you went to 22, and I'm very familiar with it.
For Bo, first time he's gone through a couple of losses in a row. How's he responded this week?
Yeah, I didn't look at his Auburn schedule, certainly at Oregon, but look, that's our league. He's had a good week of practice, and he's locked in.